Greetings, African people. I've spent the last 9 days in search of spirit. And what I found is more than words can tell. I am moved. I am not the same after this experience. I want to take this time to do a big shout out to Claude Sinclair, Constantine Vogel, and Hero. These are powerful giants that work hard to educate people about who we are as Black people and where we're coming from. These individuals refuse to die. They spread the message of love and unity and power and remind us that as Africans, we are powerful and that the struggle continues. We have no time to relax. For while we celebrate what the ancestors have done, there is much work, much more things to be done. And so I salute these gentlemen. They are my teachers, my guide, my motivator, my instructors. These individuals stand in the place of Paul Bogle and Sam Sharp and Marcus Garvey, the great men of my country, Jamaica. 9 days of eye-opening experience and a kind of spiritual stirring that I did not know was possible. I was able to push through barriers. Things that limited me prior no longer stood in the way. I went to Jamaica by the invitation of Claude Sinclair and the Paul Bogle Foundation to participate in the Paul Bogle March and the One Nation Together Peace Tour. And what I expected to happen was, let's say, mediocre to actually what I experienced. It started out with a candlelight vigil. At this point, I had not slept for very close to 72 hours. But that particular night, if I was going to do what Paul Bogle and his people from St. Thomas did, that meant I would have to stay up for another 24 hours. And that pushed me to my limit. I went to the vigil and saw things that I didn't know existed in Jamaica. I didn't know that in St. Thomas, the Kumina group was deeply steeped in African tradition. I always heard about Pocomania and always heard about the negativity of this group, that dark link to Africa. We also heard about the revival time, and while it is still steeped in Christianity, but you can see residue of the African spirituality running throughout. That night of the vigil, I met a man, a deeply spiritual man that told me things that I will not repeat because those are for my own guidance. This person picked me out of a crowd, an elderly man, and told me things that he could never know as a physical man. Identify with who I am as a person, and I was left with my jaws wide open. There are some powerful people in Jamaica. I experienced things that I cannot speak about. But more than anything else, any residue of shame that I could have carried that was passed down from the colonial master is now deleted because my ancestors were there. I felt their presence. I participated in traditional things that I knew nothing about prior. And now I feel like I've been baptized in the spirit, and now my work has just begun. So, for so long, Black people have had to deal with shame, that association to dark Africa. That's what we were told. Meantime, while we are ashamed of where we come from, individuals from around the world go there and take a piece of the pie, dabble into the culture and take it over. Just this morning, someone sent me a message, but I no longer operate the way I used to. Otherwise, my answer would have been a physical one. But I don't provide physical answers anymore. I try to go with the spirit. Because what that person wanted to do is try to shame my beautiful island of Jamaica. The place where Paul Bogle came from, the place where Usain Bolt come from, the place where Marcus Garvey come from. You can't shame us. You can't shame Jamaicans. You can't shame them, or you can't shame me. Because this person tried to talk about violence in Jamaica. Listen, there's nobody more violent more than Europeans. The most violent people on this planet are Europeans. They have billions of people who they have killed and raped in every form. I am not afraid. I'm no longer afraid, because you can touch the physical body, but you can't take the spirit. And that is what is important. You can't shame me. Then I hear people say, fat. Who says fat is a shame thing? I'm African. We have fat in all the right places. You can't shame me. I'm not fat. I'm fluffy. My man loves me like that. My husband of 10 years who stand by me, not just some weak man, some strong man who knows how to support his woman. I am beautiful and black and fluffy. Try something else, because that's not going to work anymore. Because while Europeans have spent time, indoctrinating us about their ideas of love and beauty and, spirituality, we have died to ourselves. I'm now awakened. You can't shame me. Everything that I am as an African person is beautiful, is wonderful. What you have to do is be afraid of me. You have to be afraid of me, because you don't know what I carry in my spirit. So while you've always been a physical person, you've always given into the physical desires, lust and greed, I no longer do that. I give into spiritual, because it is the spirit of my ancestors that will guide me, to cramp you, to paralyze you, to send you back to the pit of hell where you belong. You can't shame me. I am proud. I'm a proud African. I'm a proud Jamaican. Anything that is happening in my country right now in terms of violence, it is this rebellious spirit in the people that is rising up. They just don't know how to harness that yet. They just don't know how to use that yet. Don't worry about my Jamaican killing off each other. Worry about your damn self. Worry about yourself, my friends. Worry, because that murder that you're seeing in Jamaica is a spirit rising. And eventually, we will figure out how to use that. Don't worry about us killing each other. We're just getting ready for the true revolution. Revolution in the mind and the body and the spirit. My 9 days in Jamaica moved me past that physical realm into a spiritual one that some people will never understand. So those of you who are here who are ready for the ride, you can come with me on this ride. But I'm not here to play with you if you are remaining in the physical, because this war is not a physical one. It's a spiritual one. It is one that we will have to welcome the spirit of our ancestors to thrive and to survive, not to just exist. So many of us as Black people, we're always so happy to say, I'm getting by, I'm okay, I'm surviving. I don't want to survive. If I come from the lineage of kings and queens, what kind of survival? No, we take charge, we control, we rule ourselves. But fear have kept us in our place. But more than anything else, your rejection of your ancestors and the rejection of your people and the rejection of your heritage and your culture and all that makes you Black. You can't call upon Jesus and expect that you're going to be powerful, because those who gave you Jesus, it is their God, not yours. It is their God. Every time you call upon his name, you have empowered and strengthened the ancestors of Europeans. That's not my God. No, that's their God that they gave to you to control you, to keep you in that web of lie, but I am not in there. I'm not there with you. You can stay there by yourself. 9 days of going through Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica, the so-called murder capital of the world, and my eyes were opened and I become alive and awakened. I spoke to people, saw things that moved me. The smallest child to the oldest adult. I spoke with individuals from here to there, east to west, and everyone as if they were placed there just for my guidance. The Spirit led me to everybody who needed to give me a message. I will share with you stories and conversations I've had with people throughout: the Rasta man, the elder, the young, the entrepreneur, the powerful woman. I went to Emancipation Park just to visit, to see our heroes and to, bless them and to thank them for what they did. I owe my freedom to these individuals. Their effort, Paul Bogu, determination to say enough is what makes me free. I'm not sitting here because somebody opened their door to me and bring me here. No, I'm here because the great I am brought me to this place. Had I not have the experience in this space, I wouldn't know my history. So I give thanks to the West, because in Jamaica I knew of the heroes, but I didn't know the depth of their story. I didn't know exactly what they did, because in our history we're always told to celebrate all things European, all things white. And you can't blame these individuals for putting their history out there and for celebrating the greatness of who they are. That is good. But in the process of learning about who they are, I didn't know who I am and who my people were. And I'm all about that now. I'm happy to be back. The work continues. The struggle continues. I'm not here to feel sorry for myself. I'm here to make changes within myself. And as I evolve and I change, if my changes help somebody else, then honor and glory and blessings. Let me hear from you. Speak up. I'm moving into a different direction. I need to hear from people. I need to learn. I need to hear the stories of my brothers and sisters in the world. I need questions. I don't want people to just, survey me. I don't care about subscription unless subscription is going to teach me and build me and put me on a plateau where I can be stronger and better and wiser. I'm asking you to share something that I give you. If it moves you and you think it can influence someone in your family or your friend, don't just click like unless you're going to say something after you click like. So if you're not going to say anything, don't click like. I don't care for likes unless I hear you. Like says, I'm about to talk to you right now. It's a different journey. It's a different day. And Jenny Wren is here to work. I'm going to work. Be blessed, African people. Think on these things.